guys, and welcome back to Shares Cool Beans. It is almost the final half term of most of our PGCEs, which kind of scares me a little bit. I have no idea where the time's gone, but I bring you another video today. This is a video about what I wrote in my ECT personal statement. I know most of us have jobs already, which is amazing, but some of us have been waiting till last minute, which is absolutely fine, just so we can see like which schools we really want to apply to and which one suits us best. So I'm going to be going through my ECT personal statement. Hopefully it's not too late for those of you who are still going to apply, but yeah, every little helps. But first of all, please follow me on my teacher Instagram at miss.coolbeans. And also today I actually made a teaching TikTok account. I have no idea how to use TikTok, but I uploaded my first TikTok. So if you could go over there and follow me on TikTok and like my first ever post, that will be amazing. But let's get straight into the video. Obviously, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. Okay, so I luckily received a job back in mid-March, and you can go and check out that video somewhere on my YouTube channel. I haven't really been up to date with the videos I've been uploading, so it's somewhere back in the archives or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let's get into the video. So the first mini paragraph of my ECT personal statement just tells the reader how excited I am to be applying at their school and why I actually want to apply to their school. So just like maybe, how many lines have I got here? I've got about 5 lines. So it says, it brings me great joy to make this application for class teacher at the school I apply to. As a former student of this primary school, because I actually went to the primary school I'm going to be working at. That's insane. As a former student of this primary school, I am familiar with your shared vision, energy and enthusiasm for improving people's life chances as this school improved mine. I believe that my experience as a trainee primary teacher, teaching assistant and voluntary youth worker have prepared me with the fortitude of skills required to excel in this role and benefit your school community. So it's kind of like your power statement. Why do you want to apply and how you will benefit the school? So the second paragraph just gets into my experience. Why is this car beeping? This road is wild. Yeah, so my second paragraph goes, while successfully carrying out my weekly SCITT course training at where I'm training at right now, I've also taken part in numerous school-based insets alongside this. For example, one of my CPD sessions at my main placement was focused on applying walkthroughs to our own pedagogies. This is in order for our school to have a shared language and understanding of knowledge and values to target learning. This really is a mouthful. With the continued use of this teaching method, I hope to bridge the gap between all pupils' learning development and cognizance. After gaining a distinction in my MA Early Childhood Leadership and Practice degree, I am confident that I have mastered the flexibility needed to utilise and adapt different pedagogies in an effective way so that I can adhere to the multitude of responsibilities that come with being a primary school teacher. So I guess in that second paragraph, you just want to outline some of the main things you've been learning, how it's benefited you and how you're going to use it to benefit the practice you're going to be working at or you wish to work at. So the next paragraph is talking about more of my CPD sessions and what I basically learned during my training. So being a trainee teacher and having worked in other roles in the education sector, I've participated in inclusive training sessions which has expanded my knowledge about SEN, dyslexia and autism spectrum disorder. This has increased my differentiation skills in working with children who have these needs and require extra support. I have a strong understanding of how differentiation is essential in the classroom, as it provides my students with the best experience at learning despite their differences in ability and background. This is evidenced by the multiple pieces of feedback from my observations by my mentor and link tutor, where they have commented that my questioning of children was targeted and differentiated throughout the lesson, and that I had targeted questions for differentiation purposes as well as assessment. The reason why I'm doing quotes is because I've actually included some of the feedback written down on my observation forms into this, just to really make it personalized to what I am good at and the feedback that I have been given throughout my training. So also, differentiation is I think that was a question that came up on the 2 ECT interviews I went to. They definitely asked about differentiation, so it would be amazing if you could include a paragraph about that in your personal statement. So I guess this next paragraph, this is the 4th paragraph actually. This is talking about some of the things I've done outside of the school community, but still working in the education sector while I'm doing my training. Really include and weave in bits of stuff we've done outside of the classroom, because it's amazing what you can do in a classroom, but if you show that you're a wider part of the school community or even like the borough you're working in, that really looks amazing to the reader of your personal statement. So I wrote, I've contributed to a number of group discussions for the development and feedback of our school's equality, equity and inclusion policy during staff meetings. This is a matter I'm actively continuing to advocate for as I'm taking part in the April 22 Inclusion and Diversity course in Berlin. In this course, I'm aiming to explore how Berlin's Welcome Programme policy is applied in terms of school practice and its impact on inclusion and responding to the needs of a diverse school community. From this, I will be able to understand how our own practices in Hackney can be informed and enable a similar approach here. During my master's degree in early childhood leadership and practice, I explored policy implementation in relation to the pupil premium students' assessment outcomes. I discovered that there were a few anomalies with pupils' progress amongst BAME ethnicities where a learning intervention group had taken place. By using this knowledge, I will be able to apply these findings to school practices in Berlin and develop further forms of intervention that will decrease these anomalies and promote the principles of inclusion by enabling every child at the primary school I wish to work at to fulfill their potential. So again, I'm just using what I've learned and what I'm currently learning at the moment and saying how I will use it to benefit the practice that I want to work at. My knowledge of the procedures for child protection and the SEND code of practice in my setting are well grounded, and I collaborate with the school's inclusion manager by effectively communicating the needs of individual students to the SEND code. I've attended training and gained educare certificates for child prevention, child neglect, the SEND code of practice, prevent bullying and gangs, and apply this training in my current practice. Talking about inclusion is a massive one because it ties into the well-being and safeguarding of children. Teachers want to know how you're inclusive and how you're going to promote inclusivity in a classroom. So that's good to just have a mini snippet. I wouldn't say my personal statement has an actual structure. We were kind of given a template and we just worked in what we've already done. I'd say what you could do is look through all the training you've had at university, or if you're doing a skit like me, that you've had on training, and just talk through each of the lectures you've had and how you've implemented that learning into your practice and how you'll use it to benefit the practice that you want to work at. Why am I stuttering so much? Okay, so now I'm talking about the curriculum. So in my current role, I have taught and planned high quality cross-curricular lessons across the Key Stage 2 curriculum, including English, Maths, Science and art-based subjects. The reason why I put art-based subjects is because the school that I'm going to be working at in September, they follow an arts-based curriculum. So make sure you're tailoring your personal statement to each school you're applying to. That's very, very important. I do this accordingly by following my school's current scheme of curriculum framework whilst following the guidelines of the national curriculum for each specific subject. Active Inspire, PowerPoint on the interactive whiteboard and other necessary Microsoft Office programs to teach, support and make learning interactive in my lessons. This sounds like an absolute mouthful, but it's great to talk about the technology you know how to use in schools, as like if you think about it, the world is going towards more technology used education, if you know what I mean. Like, we don't just use maybe the flip chart paper that we used back when we were in primary school. A lot of it now is on iPads and computers and stuff, so make sure you pinpoint that in your personal statement. Should a technical problem occur with one of these programs, I always have a solution ready at hand. My second placement will be in year 2, and I am excited to gain more experience across the key stage 1 curriculum. I'm currently teaching in year 3 30% of the week, delivering English, maths, science and cross-curricular topic work to the whole class. I wish it was still 30% of the week. Now it's like 110 billion. Throughout the school day, I manage additional adults by delegating tasks for them to complete, such as organising resources and supporting specific children with their behaviour and schoolwork. I've had training in and have delivered the appropriate forms of behaviour management necessary to de-escalate challenging behaviour in the classroom. This is an area of teaching that I have great confidence in due to my experience working with children aged 3 to 16 in my current and previous roles. In every formal lesson observation that I have had, I am praised for having high expectations of children's learning and behaviour. So again, I'm tying in stuff that's actually being written down on my observation feedback forms. So in that paragraph there, I was kind of summarising everything that I do at school. This is kind of like a monster statement compared to when we were writing our PGCE statements. That could be only like 500 words or so, but this is your chance to show every single thing that you've learned and why you are such a great fit for the school you want to work at. Now I'm going back to my previous work experience. So I wrote, during my experience as a teaching assistant from September 2019 to July 2021, in my current practice, I supported a number of SEN pupils on a one-to-one basis in the classroom and often liaised with the SENCO/inclusion manager to deliver SEN provision. I also provided targeted support outside of the classroom and working on differentiated activities with groups of students. Using my practices zones of regulation plan and the Bridges social curriculum, I helped pupils to develop their social/emotional skills depending on individual need and worked closely with teachers and wider professionals to monitor their progress. Throughout the school day, I reinforce lessons presented by teachers by reviewing material with students one-to-one or in small groups. In addition to this, I've led my own handwriting and read by ink classes where I taught students how to develop an understanding and application of phonics to guide them with the fundamental skills of reading and writing. The reason why I spoke about phonics there and zones of regulation and the British social curriculum is because when I actually went to visit this school, just for like their open day, they were very focused on those 3 things. So I just want to let them know that I'm familiar with it and it's something I already know and can work with and towards. So yeah, the next paragraph is more of my previous experience and what I can do myself to promote diversity in the classroom. So I wrote, furthermore, I have attained many critical reflection and leadership skills that I had learned throughout my master's degree during September 2018 to September 2019 and have applied them to real life situations in the classroom and school setting. I say that because it's one thing actually learning all this stuff on the course, but I guess the people who want to hire you, they want to know that you're actually putting it into action, that it's not just going in one ear and coming out the other, that you can actually utilize this stuff. Also, using my acquired leadership skills, I previously co-led our school's equality and diversity group throughout the 2020-21 academic year, where one of our main aims was to tackle unconscious bias within ourselves, our pupils, and the school curriculum. I am ambitious for children from all backgrounds. Let me try that again. I am ambitious for children from all backgrounds and I am committed to making a difference to the lives of children in the borough I work in. Because I talk a lot about how I've worked with the wider community, I just keep on pinpointing that here to kind of express my passion rather than just saying I'm passionate about teaching. So I'm just using a lot of examples here. Now I'm talking about kind of like the background stuff you wouldn't really think about with teaching, but the things that need to be necessary. So I wrote, I efficiently carry out the statutory responsibilities of class teacher in my current role. For example, I mark in accordance with the school marking policy whilst analysing and conferring with my mentor about the most effective way to move individual children on. My mentor has commented on my great ability to assess children's weekly attainment and therefore differentiate resources for our lower, middle and higher ability pupils. I've attended weekly year group staff meetings which have given me experience on assessing children's work and adapting lesson planning to suit their needs. I complete these responsibilities each day by complying with wider statutory frameworks such as data protection, GDPR, Equality of Opportunity and Discrimination Acts. And these tasks, including other responsibilities that are assigned to me, are carried out in a professional and constructive manner. So that's adhering to one of the teaching standards about being professional and kind of like just following the rules of the school. And again, I adhere to health and safety regulations in my lessons. This is the next paragraph. And I've participated in the writing of risk assessments for the travel to and from the Science Museum which I attended. During this school trip, I led a group of children on the journey to and from the museum and managed some of their parents by delegating duties for them to be responsible for on this day. I have good relationships with the parents and carers and positively interact with them, responding constructively to their comments and inquiries. So again, relating back to the teaching standards and the things you wouldn't necessarily think about on first instinct, such as writing up risk assessments for trips, which is such a big deal. So this one's about behaviour, again one of the teaching standards. I have high expectations for behaviour, and my mentor and link tutor have commented on how I have maintained positive, productive relationships with my students. They have also commented on how my friendly and inclusive sense of humour is very apparent, as I can see the fun as well as the serious side of teaching. The reason why I said that specifically, as I can see the fun as well as the serious side of teaching, is because that was in the actual personal one of the two specification for that school. If you kind of copy and paste little one-liners that are in the person specification for the school you're applying to, it immediately comes up as like you've used every single one of those things. So like you're more likely to receive an interview offer from that school. So that's a good tip to follow. While we do not have reward systems in my current practice, I give positive praise to the students who demonstrate great effort and behaviour, and I am eager to share this with their peers, parents and other staff members. Okay, so we're close to the end now. This is kind of like the final paragraph, so I'm wrapping everything up, and now I'm just talking about my personality relating to why I'd be a good fit of the school I want to work at. So over the years at my current school, I have obtained good professional relationships with teaching, support and non-teaching staff. I enjoy working with all colleagues and being a part of a team. My calm and collected manner is often commented on by my colleagues and link tutor, and I am able to communicate my ideas and observations with confidence and coherence. As a self-reflective practitioner, I welcome constructive feedback and the opportunity to observe colleagues' teaching and use it to develop myself as an early career teacher. I'm driven to excel and improve my own practice, and this is apparent in the progression of my roles and responsibilities in my current practice, from apprentice teaching assistant to teaching assistant, equality, equity and diversity code lead, and the nearing completion of my SCITT and PGCE. My professional progression at my current practice shows that I thrive on any challenge, and I am resourceful, innovative and committed to professional development. By delivering inclusive pedagogy as a way of guiding children in my class to fulfill their true potential, I believe that I can make a resilient and conscientious teacher at the primary school I want to work with. That was such a mouthful. So that is my ECT personal statement. I hope it helped. Feel free to include some of those tips or one-liners in your personal statement. And just looking at Instagram and other YouTube videos and TikToks and stuff, it's so amazing to see how far we've progressed throughout the year, whether we've got a job yet or we haven't. Because I remember this time last year when most of us were like kind of, well, on my YouTube videos anyway, in the comments, we were kind of like, we were really nervous about what was to come, basically. So it's kind of scary to think of where we are now, but it's also very, very amazing. So I hope that video helped. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Follow me on my teaching Instagram at miss.coolbeans, and follow me on my teaching TikTok, which is at sharescoolbeans. Thank you for watching.